All right, so I'm probably working under the influence of Frank Jones here. Frank really liked the pine board approach. I seem to be embracing it here. So I did a few other things on this. I put the speaker, a piece of little screw, so it's hanging there. It's not floating around in the back like it was before. And I did, as promised, install a diode and a fuse. So I've got reverse polarity protection here. If I manage to put the positive where the negative should go, the very robust diode will conduct and cause the fuse to pop, hopefully before any damage is done to the transistors. And my big project today, well, a little project today, was installing a band switch. So the only thing you really switch when you're switching the bands here, you're switching between these two bandpass filters. This one's for 20 and that one's for 75. And I had been changing bands by desoldering and resoldering the connections, and obviously that wasn't going to work. So I had this relay in there by my friend W8NSA, and I put it in there. It's a double pole, double throw relay, and I used this little switch that I had in the junk box to go from band to band. It's in the evening now, so 75 is more active. But most of the receiver is done, and now I'm starting to turn my thoughts to the transmitter. And I think I'll be able to move these filters over, and I'll have this whole portion of the board here, maybe 15% of the board or so, to build the RF amplifiers. Put a little mic amp over here, and that should turn this thing into a transceiver. I think about putting it in a proper box, but the more I read about Frank Jones from the inspired writing of AB5L, the more I become kind of an adherent of the pine board approach. Frank Jones apparently built all his rigs on pine boards, so here we are. I blame Frank for this. One other thing I've been thinking about is that the VFO. I pointed out the green wire coming out there is for what they call the clarifier circuit. Basically, it's receiver incremental tuning, so that when you are on receive, you could have the thing set to 0, or you could have it offset. You could move your receive frequency around without affecting your transmit frequency. Well, I'm not really interested in doing that, but it occurred to me during my walk today that would be really useful should I want to add some CW circuitry to this rig. So I could just then set it at whatever offset I need, and I would be in business with CW. So anyway, it's coming along. We're having a lot of fun with this, and I'm learning a lot as we go through. I still want to get, I'm hoping that Alan Walke, W2AEW, will come up with a video that describes in detail how to properly use the nano VNA to test the input impedance of amplifiers. I had trouble, as I mentioned, getting it to work properly with the TIA amplifiers at either end of the crystal filter, but I finally did do it. But then I tried it again. I tried to measure the input impedance of the first audio amp that's now behind the speaker, and it just wasn't reading right. So I'm hoping that Alan will clarify all this for us and make the nano VNA an even more useful tool. Anyway, that's the update for today. Think if there's anything else I should be thinking about. Nope, that's about it. I'll think of something else to work on tomorrow. Thanks a lot. 7-3.